And Eric, we just got the opportunity to speak with one of the residents inside of this duplex. He tells me that he woke up to the smell of smoke and people yelling fire, and that is when he jumped up and ran for safety. As you can see right now, taking a look at some of those people who were displaced and evacuated from their homes. And this flat tire was not random at all. Police say that the crooks actually popped the victim's tires at the jewelry shop and then followed him here. In the video, you will see the suspect actually hiding behind the wall while his buddy distracts the victim. And it truly was a busy day for law enforcement across our area yesterday. While these threats were not real, the fear certainly was for many parents and students. And this was very disturbing. A neighbor telling me that this isn't the first time that this has happened in the community, and of all places for it to be. He tells me that this time around that hate-filled language was found in this park for even young kids to see. And witnesses say that yesterday, for some reason, this man was walking around waving a gun in his hand. Police arrived. They asked him to drop his gun, but he didn't, so they were forced to fire. So those 3 people were taken to the hospital after police found them walking along this busy Biscayne Boulevard behind me, walking with gunshot wounds. Police at this time now trying to figure out exactly where this shooting happened and who was behind the shooting. And police at this time are currently still investigating this deadly shooting. Just moments ago, we did hear from family members of that 19-year-old. In this video that you are about to see, from beginning to end, you can see just how these thieves planned it all out. And the cause of this fire is still under investigation at this time, but we do know that this fire happened in the middle of the night, waking up 4 families, all of them smelling the smoke and quickly running to safety. So at this time, what started this fire is all still under investigation, but the people who live in this home tell us off camera that the home at this moment is currently a total loss. And police say this was a months-long investigation that did land this teacher behind bars. This chemistry teacher was recognized by President Obama, but now he is facing some serious felony charges. And Eric, a very stressful day for many parents yesterday as we watched as many of them ran to schools across our area to pick up their children. While these threats might have been fake, the fear was definitely real. Some students actually telling us that they had to hide in corners and away from doors because they believed that there was an active shooter. And this SUV was in pretty bad shape after this fiery collision. Police at this time still trying to figure out what caused it all, but sadly in the end, we know that 2 people did die. So 5 people in total were injured in this multi-car crash, and sadly, as you mentioned, 1 man did die. Police actually saying that this man was shot, causing him to crash into these other cars, and now police are investigating this shooting. And this new office building has been years in the making. Broward County leaders say that the struggle was finding a centrally located area, and they do say that they did do research and then took ideas from some of the best election offices across the country so that Broward's new election office could be the standard. And these were some very disturbing details in this arrest report. That young girl telling her mother that she felt so uncomfortable, she didn't want to wear skirts to school anymore because what her teacher was doing was very weird. And good morning, Alex. Police say that not once but 2 times the suspect tried luring this girl with candy. Police now sharing information about this crime so that they can make an arrest. In front of friends, family, community members, city leaders, both retired and current officers, 2 police officers who served this area of Hollywood were honored in a moving ceremony, and their loved ones were truly thankful. And this nuclear medicine Synovitin OA is said to provide long-lasting relief for dogs dealing with osteoarthritis. Today, that treatment was used on Breacher, a Miami police dog, and the plan is to use this treatment on many other dogs.
Such a great event, so much camaraderie out there, but Joseph, there's one thing you're missing here, buddy. Where's all the pink? You're supposed to be decked out.
Yeah, I missed the memo on that one for sure. And we are live at the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show, where thousands are expected to come over the next couple of days. Coming up, we have a look at some of the amazing boats on display. And truly a sad story. Many in this high school were shocked to hear the news that a student had took their life. And even in tragedy today, many school leaders actually gathering to bring about awareness about the multiple resources that are out there if you are struggling. And tonight you can see that one person did come by to lay down a flower to pay respect for that student. A senior at Fort Lauderdale High School jumping to his death Thursday morning. Fort Lauderdale Fire Rescue says the senior jumped from a 3rd floor stairwell down to the ground below. Several students and staff members witnessing it. Sadly, he was pronounced dead at the hospital. This is the 2nd time this year an incident like this has happened at a South Florida school. In August, a female student jumped from a 3rd floor at Palmetto Senior High. She survived.
Suicide is the 2nd leading cause of death in the age 15 to 24 bracket.
Dr. Dan Bober is chief of psychiatry at Memorial Regional Healthcare System.
20% of adolescents have seriously thought about suicide, and 9% have actually made attempts to take their own life. So this is a serious public health problem, and it's been at a high for about 20 years.
Dr. Bober explains how suicides and suicide attempts can affect friends and classmates.
It's something that's going to have a ripple effect and sometimes even a copycat effect within the class. So it's very important for the school and the school board to provide resources to all the kids.
If you are a parent and wondering what you can do,
So if you see something different, if you're afraid it may be suicidal in nature, please dial 988. If otherwise, 211 is right there for help.
It is not normal adolescence for kids to be talking about worthlessness and hopelessness. Any talk about death, about taking their own life, and about not wanting to live anymore has to be taken completely seriously.
And so, as mentioned in the story, there are so many resources out there if you need help, and if you are a parent who wants to recognize those warning signs. For those links, you can head over to our website, local10.com. We're here in Fort Lauderdale tonight. I'm Joseph Ojo, Local 10 News.
And if